Let's see. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. But I'm looking at NVIDIA. As you can see, you already know where I'm looking for. I'm looking for this 275/40 test. So I'm in these 275 calls right now. This is the daily chart. Looks like there's a lot of action on here. I'll get rid of some of these, but keeping the yellow and the blue line because I'm looking at this high. I'm looking at this high of the day for most recent rejection. I think we could go above that, maybe even hit 280 today. I don't think that that's impossible. But the market is a little weak on the SPY. So I don't really like that this rejection level is starting to form a little bit of a cup and handle, but I am waiting for this to break out. I have a 202 average here, a little high. I only have 2 contracts. Traded this a lot larger earlier. Didn't really get stopped out, but didn't take this profit weighted down here. Or no, it was this profit that I took, and then I sold some down here, waited a little bit, and now I'm waiting for a good entry point here. I'm only up, I think, 160 on the day, $17 on the trade. I only have 2 contracts. I'm trying to get like 10 to 20 of these. I wanted to start this account out fresh. This is my live day trading account, so I'm going to try to push this above 500, maybe $1,000. We will see. $215. I'm just waiting on this one real quick. I want to see. I kind of want to see this yellow line retest, but it feels like it could squeeze back up to this level. I'm a little bit worried about the market though, because the market could pull this back, and then that would obviously screw the whole thing up. But that's why I'm only in very lightly right now. But in just for a little dabble up here, I actually might just take these 2 contracts and just wait for a better entry at like 214. Just lock in like $30 if possible. I guess it's not letting me have it, but let's see if we can get a little push up here. See if I can get a little action here. I'll get out of these 2 contracts and enter in about 5 to 10 at a time here. Let's see if it won't even let me out. That's annoying. But cost base is at 202 here, so even if it goes down against me, I'll just add in. I was just trying to secure some quick gains if I possibly could. It looks like it's starting to get a little weak here. Only up 150. Could start to break down a little bit, but the market is starting to pull back. So that's a good opportunity. I feel like we could get a nice little push here. It might take some time to consolidate until it gets to this level. Obviously had a nice little double top up here, rejection. I'm sure we'll see some weakness before we see a breakout. But on a pullback here, we will probably see this high mark. So I'm going to... How's your trades going today? I really have only traded a couple times. This is my live trading account. I actually trade a much larger account, but so far up 138 on this live trading account right now. And I'm looking for a couple more trades here. I think I'm going to probably get in about 10 of these because I feel like I can make about $500 on this breakout, if not more, on 10 contracts. But I'm just looking for the best opportunity to scale into these. Would love to see a flag situation here, just like a little consolidation, maybe bounce at this VWAP line, and then the next rip up. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time. There's not a ton of volume in the market right now. 20 million, a little bit better than yesterday, thank God, because it has been brutal this whole week. So I'm up a little bit. I haven't really taken a real trade in the live trading account just yet, but just scaling in. I'm in at 202. This is very high. I really wish I could get around like 160, 170. So I might be down about $80 to $60 on these 2 contracts before I add back in, but on that bounce level, could see a rip up. So at least I have a little bit of money to wiggle room with, about 130. So this could be a really great trade here. Just wait and see. It looks like a little bit of weakness. I think I could probably see this 273.20 before I see a bounce. So just waiting for that. We also could see this VWAP level. So just being careful. But this is going to be one of the better trades. Has already broken out, obviously, above this yellow line. And now I'm waiting for this green line. High of the day, I would most likely start taking profit. I don't really want to scale in down here at 194. I'd like to grab them below 185-ish. We'll see. Around this yellow line, I'll start to scale in a couple more. Max loss will probably be about 250, which will put me down $100 on the day, which is an easy amount of money to get back. But on the opposite end, we all know how much money you can make if it's going your way. So mitigate your losses on the downside, rip up on the upside. So here we go, baby. This looks really good to me. This is the best trade in the market today. Other than Meta, I think Meta looks really good, but I think we missed most of that move. I think it's still going to go higher than this. I think it's probably going to hit this 210 mark. Meta looks really good with a lot of momentum, but NVIDIA is the one that has not hit this level yet. So Meta has hit its high, might squeeze up to 210 if the market can go with it. But I feel like NVIDIA is that one that hasn't yet broken out to that high yet. So if I look at the daily chart here, very similar situation. I'm going to draw this uptrend, this left side, this right side. The thing is like I only have 2 contracts, but I am waiting to get a bunch of this yellow line. I'm just not there yet. And if it goes with me, at least I have some skin in the game, but I would much rather make a bunch more money with more contracts. I just don't want to scale in too early with too many, then get stopped out. So, got to wait for that perfect entry point. Looks like it might squeeze the other way. I could take my profits, like I said, that small profit, and then get in at a full position because I'm only up $24 on this, 167, which is not going to do much for me. If anything, I'll end up making like $80 on 2 contracts, which would put me around 220 on the day, which would give me a nice little wiggle room to push that above 500 to 1,000 on an SPX trade or a meta trade if it's continuing to that 210. But this thing looks like it might just be breaking out, which kind of sucks because I was hoping that I could get that yellow line test and add in 10, but here she goes. So we're up, but I only had 2 contracts. So I'm up 55. Damn, that kind of sucks. But a win's a win. I just wish I was able to grab way more. I was waiting for one more push down on this trend line. Maybe this VWAP, I was going to add in at this yellow line and add in at the VWAP, but we got the turnaround way faster than I thought we would. Now these are probably going to go above 250. So on this trend line break, I'll probably end up taking profit because we're going to retest this high. So lots of strength, not a ton of volume on this candlestick, but it's 3 minutes in. We still have 2 more minutes to probably bring in a lot more volume, and then we could probably push up towards this high. If it rejects, I could set my stop loss at break even, have no risk, but I only have 2 contracts, so at that point, it's really not worth it. Market has been very, very choppy this week, so if you're having a green week, you are crushing it because this has been brutal, but NVIDIA is the best price action you could possibly have right now in terms of movement. So if you caught that bottom down there around that 190 mark, you're already up $30 a contract. I only have 2 contracts, which I'm kind of soft for doing, but I didn't hit my yellow line. So until my yellow line is hit, I'm not going to enter into any trade. This blue line is high of the day. This blue line is the trend line. This yellow line was pre-market high of the day, so we blasted through that once. I was thinking we could have squeezed up, but ended up getting reversed on, and I ended up taking a smaller gain than I originally had. But now, this green line looks beautiful. As soon as we break this new high of the day, which I will probably just delete here in a second, if we can break above this line, we will head towards that green line. Actually, I'm going to draw that again. It looked way better. At least we can keep track of where it's going. A lot of the times on these retests, if you have more than 1 contract, best practice is always to start scaling out at these tests because sometimes they reject as they have twice here. So if it doesn't go through it, it's always better to take out 1, which I would practice what I preach. So I'll take out 1, 230, and then I only have 2, so I'll let 1 run for that green. So I'm up 202 on the day, which is not a ton. I would have made a bag off this, but you know what? Sake of education, you guys are doing it. I'm trading NVIDIA for those that don't know. So right now, if you were in this with multiple contracts, it would be a good idea to take out some because it's testing that high of the day. If you take out some here, now that it's breaking through, you let some ride. So here she goes, up to 245. So on this break, I am going to probably take this if I can. 248. It'll come back down a little bit. It's probably going to test this and then bounce a little bit more. So we'll see probably one more push up towards that 275. Damn, I really wish I added in here. I was waiting for that 175 fill. That 175 fill would have ended up making me $750 on 10 contracts. That blows. Okay. And this is moving a lot slower, right? So when you trade individual stocks, they're a lot slower than SPX. SPX is more of a scalp in and out. These are the type of trades that are very patient. Once the setup is there, then you can hammer it right in. But this looks beautiful to me. Now we're bouncing at this level, kind of as a rejection. This is why I always say take profits at this level, because now it's down $15 from its high, but if you have 10 contracts, it's 150 that you just missed out on taking. So I usually always take the breaks. Figured we had a little bit more room. I tried to get out at 248, didn't make it, but I will set a stop loss at like, I don't know, 215. Looks like it's starting to get a little weaker here. I will end up getting in again because I think it's going to go to that 275, but I'm just going to take some profits here. I feel like I'm at 191 on the day with just this one contract, so it's going to not move very, very much. But I think we're going to that high of the day at the green mark right here. I think we'll get some pullback. Would love to even come back down to this yellow line at that point. Looks like it's going to stop me here in a second. So she stopped me out. See, you got rejected. That's why I always say take the highs. Stop me out in profit though. So I'm at 183 on the day. So I ended up losing 17 bucks on that one contract, which is not bad at all. So now I'm going to wait for a little bit of a consolidation piece, and then if it can bounce back on this trend line that I have drawn here, I'm going to take that 275. So the Bollinger Bands are expanding. I have a lot of lines here, so I'll get rid of a lot of them. This is a big piece, right? So when you're trading these contracts and it has a near high of the day that's coming up, the green is the high of the day. It's coming off of this rejection from 6 and 7 days ago, right? So we have that level, but it can't just go straight up. So it needs to consolidate. So it's broken out. One, rejected, higher high, rejected, higher high, rejected. So now we can just wait a little bit, get some of this action, let the market do whatever the hell it wants to do, wait for this uptrend test. This would be a great entry point now. So now I'm going to wait for this yellow line. I might end up being able to get my 10 contracts here. So I made money on the upside with 2 contracts, and now I might actually get to take my full position on 10 contracts. This is a big-ass sell candle, so I'm not going to buy this red even though it's pulling back. I will wait for it to consolidate, maybe hit this VWAP line, and then I would dabble a little bit to see if I can jump. I use Bollinger Bands on the 5-minute time frame. But you can use them on all time frames, but 5-minute is the best in my opinion. So big rejection. This was the high of the day that it just broke. That's why I always tell people to take profits at the trend line, test or break, because shit like this can happen and it'll just crush your premiums. So this just lost $70 in value each. So 10 contracts, $700 you would have just lost. So always take profits at the high of the day or the trend line break. And I want to draw this trend line even better. So let me zoom out. Just make sure this looks good. I don't even know if this is a good trend line, honestly. It's not even really showing me a good one. Take bottom, and I'll go just like this. Just kind of like that. I'm going to get rid of this line and this line so it doesn't look so gross. I'm going to get rid of this too. So this is kind of it now. This is high of the day pre-market that we could use as support. This is VWAP that I would love to see. I would love to see one more candle. Maybe test this. If it comes down below it, I'll be even more patient and even better for us because the contracts will be cheaper. But just trying to get a good entry point here on 10 contracts. Risk $1,900, $1,500, $1,700, and then that could turn into 500, 600, 700 within the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just got to be patient. And I will set my stop loss small. So even though I'm risking $1,500, $1,700, $1,800, my stop loss will be about $200. And if I get hit, I'm up 180. I'll be down $17 on the day, and I can start just fresh. But on the upside, if I go up $500, $700, I'm already up $800 to $900 on the day. So you got to play the game. You got to play the game with the money that you can make. Scalping is nice in the beginning of the day because you can set that threshold for yourself, and then you can start putting size behind a trade. So once you have that size, it's basically for free. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. And if you have to start from zero, then just scalp again and do the same thing. But I like to use the money I make on a quick basis for larger time or larger positions. And at that point, you can end up making a good amount of money. And obviously, right here, we are at this line. Question is, do we start dabbling? This is a very large bearish engulfing candle, so it shows me that there's a lot of sellers here. So I might wait for this level to break below 273. So let's see if we can hit that line. Realistically, the real trend line is this bottom one. So there is quite a bit of room down because it's this level rather than this level. So we could see 270, 260-ish. I would probably start dabbling at this VWAP line. It is using pre-market high of the day as a bounce level right now. But honestly, this looks way better for puts for me if it gets up to this 273.76. I'm probably not going to play that. I'm going to look at the SPY real quick. This could be a really good opportunity too. This is a cup and handle. Could see some nice upside break, but these, once again, it's just having 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 404, 403.8, 403.6. There's not enough volatility for the SPX to make money. But we will see. Let's hope that this doesn't just continue to break out here. Bounced right at that yellow line. I'm waiting for this. I think I want the VWAP instead of the yellow line. So let's see if it can do that bearish engulfing, a bounce, and then another big red candle. There's a big red candle here. I will take some calls. I hope I didn't miss that. Just looking for the best entry points. When I'm live streaming, I got to make sure that I'm signaling the best times to get in. And obviously, there is some room up here to this green line. So I'm just waiting for this test. I'm waiting for this break, honestly. I feel like we'll go to 276. And these 275 calls are so damn cheap. If you're in on that yellow line, you're chilling. I would be careful, though. I would set my stop loss at break even, most likely, or just a little bit below, just in case it does get rejected, which is very possible. Very, very possible. Still waiting. Waiting for that VWAP touch. I would love to see this VWAP break a little bit. Like, just get like one red candle, quickly scalp it, get in, because, I mean, these contracts would be worth like 150. That would be huge, because that could be $100 a contract on the turnaround breakout, if not more. And then probably wouldn't be 100 because of theta, unless it happens fast. But these Bollinger Bands are starting to increase. As you can see, the red line here and the green line here, they're starting to open up, which gives us more room to run. So candlesticks are getting big. It's a good day to trade. It's probably the first one we've gotten all week, and this looks like it's trying to just engulf this big candle. These are weird moves that I don't like, so I'm just staying away for now. I know it's creeping up. It's up $40 a contract from where it stopped, but I don't know. I'm not comfortable getting in on the yellow line just yet. I could have dabbled, but I wasn't comfortable. Should have dabbled, obviously. Hindsight's 2020. But perfect entry point for me would have been this trend line or this VWAP line, which it was off by like probably 30 cents, which in contract values, that's about $25 a contract. And on 10 of those, that's $250 would have been my stop. So you just got to be smart on every entry point. Do you use Bollinger Bands on all time frames? Oh, I answered that question. Here we go, baby. It's starting to look a little bullish. I don't like that. I feel like it could end up pushing towards this, which I hate. I don't want to get in at 209 since I ended up having an opportunity here at 170. Do I go with the momentum? That's the real question, because Meta's having trouble at its high. This could be a really good opportunity too. I got to look at these. I hate Meta lately just because I had a really great trade on it, the swing trade a while ago. If you guys remember, I made like 20 grand, but ever since I've been trying to day trade it, it just hasn't moved for me, and it's been pissing me off. But let's see. These 207.50s were above 200. This could be a nice trade too. This is like a nice little flag pattern right now, but it does have room to this VWAP. I'm going to set an alert on this, and if I see an alert below this level, I'm probably going to buy like 20 contracts in Meta. So let's just pay attention to that. This I don't like so much. I feel like this could just come down, but it could also bounce. I don't really like this opportunity right now. I feel like it has an opportunity to run right to this green line, but I'm scared. I'd like to see a red candle, maybe a bounce at this 273. But if it just goes right now, I'm going to miss out completely. If you want in, if you want to assume the risk, I feel like that's not a bad area to assume the risk, but I'm going to stay away for now. These spreads on NVIDIA are pretty thick too, so just be careful of that as well. I feel like if I dabble in one, it'll start to crash on me, so. Inverse head and shoulder on the SPY. Kinda. I see a cup and handle. I see this little cup, handle, ready to explode. But this exploding would move 50 cents, so it's trash. I'm watching NVIDIA. Because NVIDIA, if this goes, NVIDIA will go with it. Same with the Qs. Qs will go. I feel like the Qs have some room. The Bollinger Bands are expanding. I'm trying to be patient here. I really don't want to get in prematurely if it starts to fall here. This red candle is a lot of weakness. I feel like we could start to see some red here. I'm trying to just be really, really patient at this level. Clearly, these aren't paying that much. If I got in, it would have been around like 175, so I'd be up 25 a contract. On 10 contracts, that's 250, but I feel like the real opportunity is going to be the next test. So let's see. I mean, NVIDIA is going to hit its high of the day. I'm telling you right now. I've seen this happen a million times. This stock is strong as shit. It's about to hit that new high. It's just inevitable that it goes to 275. I don't know how long it takes, but it could be the end of the day. I don't know if it's going to be right now, but I'm waiting for that level. And I've made a quick $200 off of it early on. It's only been an hour. So I'm just trying to turn that into about $1,000 if possible, which is really easy to do if I can time it correctly. Angela, you're back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, do you use 1 minute chart of NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon, etc.? I don't use 1 minute. 1 minute's too noisy. It's trash, in my opinion. I feel like if you're like a in and out trader, it could be helpful, but that's just not for me. I'm more of like a full approach. So if I'm looking at the SPY, this is the 15 minute on the SPX, which is very similar to the SPY. So I could switch this. I think the 1 minute is trash as a trader. To be honest, I've been doing this a long time, and I think it's garbage. But this 15-minute chart isn't showing me anything. So I look at the zoomed out approach. This is the 5 minute on the SPY. Sometimes I switch this to the 30-minute to give me an even bigger perspective. Still no direction decision. Looks like it could go to the upside with these longer upper shadows or lower shadows. This thing's going. Damn it. I really don't want this to break out, but I'm trying to be patient here. Trying to get the perfect execution. NVIDIA is the trade of the week. Honestly, it was either this or Meta, because Meta is going. And I'm looking for some downside weakness here. I feel like this could be... Let's look at the 15-minute on this bad boy. Little pullback. Nice little red rejection here. I feel like we could probably get a pullback to this 206.25. Might be go time after that. 30-minute showing a little weakness too. People always ask me if I use the Bollinger Bands on what time frame. It's literally just on this chart, so I can look at all of them basically. I switch on and off, but I do trade the 5-minute chart. Look at how much space is up here. If we go to 208, this thing could go pretty crazy. I don't know if I want Meta or NVIDIA. Meta has burned me a couple times here. It looks like it's slowing off. NVIDIA has a lot of volume, and it hasn't hit that high just yet, so it's at 224. Bastards, 215. I just want one sell-off. It looks like the market's selling off a little bit over here. Would love to see it push down. It would carry NVIDIA down. It would consolidate for us, and we could get a nice dip buy. Cup and handle looking pretty good. Starting to look a little weaker, to be honest. You're doing awesome so far. All right, let's get it, baby. Angela, I'm about to take you out to dinner, I think. All right, let's... it's going. 230. Could have scooped this up at 169. All right. I'm having way too much fun with this shit. Rico, you understand where I'm coming from, right? How do you feel about Fibonacci lines? I think they're great. I think that I mean, it's true. It's all psychology, right? The 50% retracement, the 62.5 or 0.7, something like that, 0.3% retracement. It's all like the whole market is supply and demand. So give me one big ass red candle, please. Just give me one push down and I'll buy this dip. I want to see it around this 150 mark. I feel like if I can get this yellow line again, this VWAP touch, I don't think it's going to go straight towards this high, but I could be wrong. Should I just dabble? Should I just buy one? Okay, here we go. You got me. You got me. You understand where I'm coming from. It's just an interesting individual. All right, let's do this. 203. I could get 203. I could get 190. I'm looking at this uptrend now. Kind of. This little guy. I might get rid of this, honestly. I don't really like... It's a nice level to bounce off of, but I really think that this VWAP level could be tested. I would hate to see this break out right now. It's at 210. It was at 230. I don't want to buy 10 contracts and end up losing $400 here on a breakdown. So I want to buy the dip buy on a pullback, even if it's at this yellow line. Honestly, I'll probably start dabbling in around like 185 if I can get it back down there, which would be around this level. 40 cents. Let's go. Angela, let's go. We're getting steak dinners after this trade, babe. All right, where are we going? All right, let's see. 200. We're getting towards that level right now. 193. I'm getting that pullback. I want to see it's tapping this level. I might have to dabble. Like 190-ish. The market is weak, but I feel like it's not weak enough to keep pulling this back. I feel like there's a lot of buyers at this level. The time in sales is looking up. 300. Damn, 1,000 to buy, 952 to buy. There's so much going on. Do people use both channels and Fibonacci lines or just stick to one method? There's a million strategies in the world. Like a million. There's no one way to do it right. There's no one way to do it wrong. I use Bollinger Bands and VWAP and volume. I honestly think the more that I trade, the less I need like any indicators whatsoever. I like just the Bollinger Bands is it. Really, that's kind of all I want. Is this the bounce? There's no way this is the bounce. It's got to have like some sort of like pullback. I feel like the next like 15, 20 minutes is going to be like slow curve here. Best case scenario, bounce, launch, we make a grand. Angela and I will go out to dinner. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. What about you guys? 217, let's go to 250. I would hate for this to bounce because I'm looking at this trend line now because I see two trend lines. I see this low of the day mark right here, and then it would be around this level, which would hit this VWAP line, which was my perfect entry here, and I missed it probably by like 40 cents. And now I feel like it's going to push towards that green line, which is going to hurt. I'm going to watch it hit. This Bollinger Band is literally pointing straight up. That means it has so much momentum. This TTM squeeze right here, if you guys don't know this, I never really talk about this, but it kind of shows me the pressure on the buy side. So at this level, also accompanied by this line, which is the RSI. So if you know what the RSI is, it's overbought or oversold. I have all this metrics just because it feels like it still has some room to run with this high pressure squeeze. I feel like it might just be gearing up. I'm going to be so mad. I could have got in at 170. The best part about these is the theta isn't that bad, especially on a Thursday. I feel like Thursdays are usually the best day to trade because the contracts are really cheap and theta isn't horrible because they expire tomorrow on individual stocks. So like if I got into this 15 minutes ago at 170, I'd be chilling up, $45 a contract with patience. So damn it, this is going to go. I feel like I need to dabble, but I'm going to be so mad if I end up dabbling and it goes against me. I think next red candle, I'll give it a try. If I can even get one. It looks like it's gearing up. A lot of this consolidation. If it didn't break down right here, that shows me that there's some buyers just peeking this up and getting ready to shoot this thing above that high. But game plan, real quick. As soon as it hits that green line, I'm out. It could squeeze, it could go further, but you saw this one right here. It broke out of this high of the day. Boom, off this massive green candle, and we rejected crazy. And people, whoever bought into this candle, were ended up going down. So be careful. With my trading strategy, all I do, you are on fire today. Oh man. An ADX. I would love to see a rejection here. I was starting to think that Angela's a bot. Does Deck have bots in here to hype people up? I feel like he does. He has to. Angela, where are you from? You gotta tell me where you're from right now. Spice up the day for me because we're going sideways. I need a little action in here. Where are you from? If she can't tell me, she's got to be a bot. Has to be. I think Deck is creating the bots. Never had this much success ever. Let's go. You're a beast. And honestly, if you just continually, you don't have to use my strategy, but if you have stop losses and you move them up, you're gonna see every day green, except for maybe one or two at first. And keep trimming those red days down. Then welcome to full-time day trader. It's not that fun. I'm telling you, it's very stressful. But congrats, buddy. That's huge. Lots of green on that. Very, very, very slow. Oh, hey. She's not. Come on. That's my girl you're talking about. I'm your real. It's a bot. It's got it. Where are you from? You have to tell us where you're from. I'm your real fan, Scott. Please break. That's what I'm saying. Man, guys, leave her alone. That's my girl. Give her a chance. Guys, give her a chance. I'm giving her a chance. You have to give her a chance. She's not telling us where she's from, though. How are we supposed to go out on a date, Angela, if you don't tell me where you're from? This is not moving at all, guys. I'm sorry. I really want to see this push down. One big move, I will buy this, and I think that we're going to push up. If you're in this already, you're sitting pretty because it's just going to slowly move up. Theta's not going to be too bad for you because it does expire tomorrow. You're not melting an ice cube right now on the same day. But Meta? Question mark? Is this thing? Meta is zooming right now, but it's only up $1. It must have gapped down pretty nicely. God, you guys are cyberbullying people. It's not cool. That's not what this place is about. This is curling up. This looks like it's gonna push up again. I don't like the volume. I don't like the action. I don't see much. I might have to scalp the SPX. You guys are cracking me up. Damn it! This thing's at 230, 236. This would have been a really nice ad. I'm soft. I'm very soft. NVIDIA is really pushing towards that high here. I might have to go for it. 3 days of chop this week, isn't it? This week sucks. This has been the worst week. I've been trading for I don't know how long now. A long time. This week has sucked. I haven't even really lost. I think I've made maybe a $2,000, maybe $2,000 on the week. Which is like not a bot or a dude, guys. Oh my god, you guys are such assholes. You guys apologize. Everyone apologize. Yeah, I'm green too, but it hasn't been pretty green, that's for sure. I've been back and forth a million times. Cap. Girlfriend. Not friend. Girlfriend. We're going out. We're getting steak. We're missing this train. The name was crazy. Killing me. I need to know. I need to know. And I don't know. But I kind of like the mystery. It's kind of turning me off. Take me to the stock exchange on a date. All right. The mystery girl. I'm kind of turned on right now. We're supposed to be trading stocks, and Angela's over here making me feel some type of way. You don't know where she lives, but she's playing hard to get. I like that. I like that about her. But we're right at this high of the day right here, 274.83. What the hell's going on today, guys? How did this turn into online hinge? I could take anybody to the New York Stock Exchange. Maybe I should talk about. Maybe I could get. Maybe I'll plan a trip there. Maybe Deck and I will give something free. But I could. Solid 13. Scott Mans don't care. Don't care. Do not care. Can just tell that she's beautiful in and out. Damn it! This thing is breaking out too. That's $75 a contract. I am such an idiot. I have to at least scale in at this yellow line. It bounced off that pre-market low. New York Stock Exchange is really cool, especially if you've never been there before. But I know like everybody on the floor still, so I could get. I'll have Deck. Maybe Deck and I could go down there and bring a TradeCaster member. Maybe he'll have to run like a competition or something. I could set that up easy. But yeah, looks like we're about to hit this high. Looks like it's going to slowly tread upwards, and I missed out. But I hope I'll got a pitch. What the hell? What is going on in here today? Field trip. We're going to go on a field trip. But I'm taking Angela one-on-one. Then we'll do a field trip with the team. Rico, you're scaring me. But this breakout here towards this 275, I don't feel like I'm going to get that pullback that I want, at least yet. Maybe this could be it. I don't know if I want to dabble in at $240, though, at 230. This could be the rejection at that 275. The market's getting pulled back over here. It's always good to have the market pulled up next to whatever individual stock you're trading because you just want to make sure that you're not going against the trend in the whole market. Because if the whole market starts pulling back, this will start to see some weakness as well. I'm pretty impressed that this had this massive sell signal and then it just slowly crept up. I don't like that. But do notice real quick, volume is everything, right? We can talk about stocks all night long. Dude, good thing this stream only shows my upper half right now. But I got to see this pullback right here. 275. This is crazy. This green line right here is all I'm looking for from that new high, right? So, oh my god. All right, so this high of the day, guys, I can't do this right now. This is the high that I'm looking for. Is this 275 like 60ish range? And I just want to see one pullback, but I need you guys to realize that this volume spike right here shows that there's a lot of action happening at that 275 level. So that 275 level is going to be massive. It's either going to be a massive sell block, which most likely, if you look at the time and sales, you're going to see. But there's going to be one big-ass candlestick here that's going to shoot this and squeeze it at some point. I don't know if it's going to be right now or if we get that big sell-off before we break it again. So I'm pretty upset that I didn't get in down here because this would have been over $100 a contract by the end of this. But damn, that would have been $1,000 too. Would have been up a nice $1,100 and easy too. Just completely slow chop. There was no issue whatsoever. It's pretty sad. I should have got in a little bit, but that's okay. Oh man, that is crazy. Levels on SPY. We'll look at the SPY. You know, I just want NVIDIA, but we'll look at the SPY. Got this 404.35, obviously high. We got this low that honestly, the Bollinger Bands are starting to expand towards that low side, 402.81. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of movement for SPX. I could zoom out to the daily real quick. Oh, and then this one right here, 401.50. I already drew that one. But on that breakout on the high, I see this massive 407.50, which I'm not going to count out, but we'll have to wait and see. This Bollinger Band's expanding on the daily, so when I zoom in, you'll see a lot of these levels, but on the 5-minute, I like to trade them off that. Could look at the 15. 15 starting to look like it's going to hit this Bollinger and maybe start to bounce a little bit. 30-minute has a lot of room down, so it looks like some weakness to come. So we could see NVIDIA finally reject, and I can actually get in on an entry point there. It's at 225, so that's good to see. 15-minute chart over here looks beautiful. It's going to break out. Not as beautiful as, oh, let's go. So here's the uptrend, this recent one. I would love to see this break down this level. That's a pretty nice sell candle. I feel like we'll get some more sell side. I would love to get it at this yellow line. This yellow line, these would be worth 150. I'd buy, at this point, 50 contracts, and I'm riding it all the way up to 275. I'm making 3 racks, and then Angela and I are going to the Caribbean. Actually, we'll go to my place in Florida first, and then we'll go to the Caribbean. What's Plankton's wife look like again? You guys ever seen SpongeBob? Karen, I think that's her name. Oh, hell yeah. This is Karen. This might be Angela. Oh, yeah. This is me. That's going to be us. Baba and AMD look good today, too. Okay? All right. Throwing out some love. Baba, a nice little cup and handle. Not a lot of action. Probably not so much on the options side. AMD. That looks pretty good, too. I just don't like these intervals. Like, I'm more of like a stock trader where I can make good money on the option side. These don't look so good on the option side because this is probably moving. This moves 70 cents. It's a big move, but it's 70 cents. So 70 cents on an options chain is not going to make me a ton of money. In terms of SPX, you can make a shit ton of money, which is exactly what I'm going to switch to here in a second after I get over this NVIDIA trade. Time is at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's it. Feels like it's like 2 p.m. I've had a long day, guys. Had a long night. I'm in a basketball league, a very, very competitive basketball league in New York City. And we made the ship last night. We beat this team by like 25. So we're in the top league too. Don't say it's a crappy league. My team is filthy. I've been playing for a very, very long time. My team gapped up. We went crazy. To the ship. Ship is next week, but we play this team that is literally disgusting. They all started at Tulsa, which is a D1 school. So they beat us in the ship last season too. So it's revenge time. Yeah, this league is no joke. I play with a couple kids that are ex-pros overseas. I played in college. It's insane. The big guy, we played a big guy yesterday. It was 6'9". And he wasn't little, that's for sure. He was a stocky dude. This is bouncing off. Is this the trend line? Is this the new trend line? It's at 220. It didn't move that much. Went to 215 to 240. But what's up with all these trend line? Just crazy bounces. Ooh. You guys reading the chat right now? I hope you're reading the chat right now. I may send a picture of yourself, please. Send a picture right now in chat. I needed the whole team to understand what's going on here. Yeah, right. No, it's. I swear to God, it's a bot. Okay, this is gonna bounce now. This is gonna hit that high. That is really annoying that it didn't break this trend line. I figured that we would see some chop, but there's so much buy pressure in this thing. That could have been my dip buy, 215 to 240. These are probably going to go to like 280. I keep getting spam calls. Preying on successful traders. Successful being up 183. I'm actually up a little over $1,000. I have two accounts. I usually trade my other account in the morning. So I only like to take one trade or two trades a day in that account with a lot of size, small stop, and then I'll live stream this account. I'm up a little over 900 on that account, so a little below my daily goal on that account. But here we're trying for 500 to 1,000 a day, just to keep it smaller, make it easier for people to follow, and I'm not moving in and out as quickly. She's giving Deck a lot of praises yesterday in this AM. Angela, are you bouncing between traders? You have anything to say? Are you choosing me or Deck? You can only have one. I'm not very happy about that. I got eyes everywhere in here. Don't hate the plan. Whichever rich trader comes first. Deck has nice eyes. He does. I have blue eyes though. Blue eyes are cooler. And I can hoop. Yep. This is getting pretty weak. It's rejected this 275 a couple times here, and it's on this trend line. I still don't think this is the trend line. I think this one is. I think that this is the real trend line that we're going to have to test, which shows me there's a lot of room down. I think we could fall another dollar before I can enter into this trade. Until we hit this green line, I'm going to focus on the video. I'm sorry if you guys play the SPY. The SPY isn't moving enough for me. It's been choppy all week, and I played the SPX, so if the SPX isn't moving, I'm not in anything. So I plot my trend lines. Support and resistance, basically highs of days. This green line is from the high of the day recently that I've rejected a couple times. Boom, boom. The yellow line here is the pre-market high of the day, which it just acted as support, and I was using it as resistance earlier for that break towards that green line. I've been waiting for this 275 break for a couple days now. I saw that flag on the weekly. Was it the weekly? That was the daily. This stock is crazy, just straight up. But this daily chart was showing me a flag that I saw on. If you guys been following me, I obviously made that 20 grand on Facebook a couple of weeks ago now, but it had the same play. This flag, a nice little hammer candle, and then I was playing this rip up, so I have this in a swing. But looking beautiful, looking good. There's my drop. Thank God. I thought I was missing something. I was like, where the hell? What could possibly be going on? So now it's down to this 201. I'm going to get in on this next test because now it's going to hit this green line at some point. It's rejecting that 275. Let me just make sure on the daily chart that it's not a 275. Let's see. Okay, come on. Sometimes this shit is a lot harder than it needs to be. So this trend line is at 275.92. All right, cool. Boom. Now when we zoom in and we zoom out, she's there. Isn't that great? You can use larger time frames to look at smaller time frames. It's a beautiful game. But I'm going to wait for this VWAP level. Please don't just bounce up like it has been doing a million times now. I'm sick of that. Here's a trend line that it tested. So usually, just rule of thumb, it's going to break down below this. I'm sure we'll see a green candle to test this uptrend and then a breakdown. Or at least a little bit of a buy up and then a pullback. But I got to look at the larger time frames on this real quick. Is this going to break down? Oof. Maybe. I think we could possibly see this. I really don't want to sit here all day and watch this, but this is my target, 273.19. So a little bit lower. I could get this below this at 150. I'll buy 10 contracts. If I lose $200, I'm going to jump out the window. But if I hit it the right way, this could be over a $1,000 payout. So let's do it. Rico. Damn, Rico, you're bad. All right, here we go. We're getting the pullback here. He's always on Facebook at hockey games with her. I don't date traders who have girlfriends. Sean has a girlfriend. Deck is taken. Blonde Flow. True. Blonde Flow. Just got a haircut too. Thanks. All right, let's get this pullback. Let's stop having a live stream. that could be that's a good business model. That would be cool. You know, like dating apps like Hinge and whatever else they have, Tinder, Grinder, whatever you guys like. You can. What about live streaming dating? Yeah, that's a good one. That could be fun. No, no people hiding behind these profile pictures. You know, I might start that. Be the Twitch of dating. That could be fun. All right, now I'm looking at this support line right here from where we bounced at before. So I have a little bit. I'm married, but the suspense is killing me. Should I get married? Here's the thing. I want to get married someday. Maybe I do for sure. But I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm trying to travel the world first. I want to get a dog too, but I gotta wait like a year. I have a trip to Europe either in this fall or next spring, and I'm gonna be over there for about 4 months, just traveling every country I can. I do that sometimes. That's kind of weird, but 2 years ago, I just packed up and drove the entire country and stayed in every city in America for no reason, just because you can trade from wherever. Oh, I'm living, baby. I am living. I'm waiting for this breakdown too, because I feel like Nvidia could tap this VWAP line. This is what I've been waiting for. Finally, patience could be paying off here. Would love to see this. We're down to 188. I might have to dabble just a touch here. Come on. I'll dabble a touch. I want to get 150, but I will dabble a touch. Just one. Just to make sure I don't like completely miss out and feel like I'm just missing out on literally everything. Let me go 186 here. Let me see if I can get filled. The spreads on the video today are a little weird too. I don't like that. How am I not getting in? Okay. I'm in one at 187. It's going to go a lot lower. Don't follow that because we still have room, but I just needed to feel like I bought the dip because so many times I forgot to buy the dip and it just went. And even if it goes back to high of the day, I'll be up $70. And if that's one contract, whatever. Just trying to get this perfectly. I want to time this at this VWAP and I will scale in as it falls. But if it keeps doing that weird thing where it just keeps buying on up, then I'm done for. But this looks like it has a lot more room down. So just one for now for me. If it bounces, I don't understand why. I don't really watch NVIDIA every day like I do the SPY and Tesla and SPX, so I don't know the movements as well. But it is behaving a little odd. I have never flirted with Sean. We get it. We get it. The love connection has been fun, but I got to jet. My limo will be ready to go. Couple real life models. You are a great catch, Scott. You're flirting again. You are flirting. You're flirting. We're going to make money. And you're going to send a picture of yourself. I don't really understand what this does. This is the mic cap. I guess makes it not dirty. It's so weird. I don't really know. I kind of like it. I like keep rubbing it on my face. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. It must be like a weird tick, but it's supposed to help out with something. I don't know. All right, I dabbled in a little bit here. Catfish pics, yeah. Give me some pictures of you, and then it's Actually, one time I did try to catfish a girl when I was like in 8th grade. I'll always remember this because I sent her an email of a picture of me, and I think she was like 20 or something. I was in 8th grade. I fell in love with her, and I remember sending a picture of a guy on Google, and I kept the mouse cursor in the middle of the picture on accident. So clearly, I got it from the internet because the mouse cursor was on the picture of the person, and she ended up figuring it out, and she never replied. I've learned my lesson ever since. That's a good one. So if you're ever trying to catfish, make sure you move the cursor off the screen. All right, we're waiting for this trend line tap. I think it's going to come here in a second. We're going to scale in some more. I got one contract sitting at 187. I'm not up very much on the day. 186. Trying to turn this into a decent day. Yeah, I know. I had a good childhood. Well, on a much personal scale, we'll talk about. I have some pretty screwed up stories, but we're here now, baby. We're making money. We're having a good time. We're gonna bounce off this VWAP level. We're gonna reverse on Nvidia. The market's kind of weak as well. I could potentially start pulling back down to this 40279. I should probably take a look at the SPY. It does kind of look like it's starting to get pretty weak. I don't see a lot of bullish momentum there, so I might have to wait a little bit longer on Nvidia here. We're down below my cost basis. We're down $8. I might dabble here. Gonna dabble one more. See if we can get in. 177 doesn't ever want to fill me. I don't know why. Did I just miss it? No. We still got a little bit of room. I'm gonna set my limits before though. I'm gonna set one at 175, 170, 165. Maybe I'll do two at 170. So that should put me at 5 contracts. And maybe I'll put in like for 10 potentially. I just am a little bit nervous of the SPY. It's the only thing I don't like because this thing is getting real weak, and if it starts dragging down towards its low of the day, I look at the daily chart, there is some room down that I don't like. There's a lot of room down to that 402, which is about $1. But Nvidia is in its own world right now. $177. It should hit me here in a second, hopefully. We're getting some weak buyers. I'm going to cancel these two just because I feel like we could potentially go lower. So I'll go 175. All right, we're in one more at 175. My average is 181. Looking for this bounce. Thank God we didn't buy that top. Never buy the tops. We're right at this VWAP level. So if it starts to break below, I may have to stop out and enter in at a much lower level. I think this is a really good opportunity to get in for a bounce play. And I'm in one, or I'm in two. Should I get 3? It looks really weak right now. It could break down, so I think I might wait for a break below this VWAP. This is pretty big. Let me look at the 15. 15 kind of flipped. 30-minute prayers that it didn't flip. Hasn't just yet. We're right at that VWAP level. I feel like this could be a good add point. 5 looks a little weak to me. I'm going in one more. I got a third at 180. Scale in here. We'll keep the losses small. We'll keep the trade small. Let's see if we can get that bounce. It looks a little weak to me. I don't typically like to trade the middle or the Bollinger Band, but on this trend line, Bollinger Band pointing upward, and we didn't yet hit this 276, which I need to make green just because it makes me feel better about myself. Green, boom. I'm going to switch this to yellow because I like having yellow as the high of the day. Green is the target. Trend line is blue. Stop loss. I don't have one. I don't have one yet because this is going to be a slower trade. And even on 3 contracts here, if we go up, that's 210. 210 would put me about $400 on the day. So I'll take that for now. I have 3, right? Yeah, I have 3 contracts. Looking for a little bit of a rip. Not sure that I like that the SPY is trending downward, though. So just got to be careful of that. Why do I get so many spam texts? The next stop loss. I don't really have a stop loss just yet because I'm trying to risk my cash, but the next stop for the SPY looks like it could really hit this 402.80, which is about 40 cents down. But it is at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It is expanding downward. At some point, we could see a little bit of a consolidation rip up. I don't have a stop right now. My average is at 181. I have 3. I'm trying to get 10, but I don't like the way that the market looks right now. I'm just playing it by ear because usually if it breaks down below this VWAP line, you see a big sell-off towards this, and I'm just not trying to get trapped. So, looks weak still, and until I see a red candle or a green candle, I can't really get involved. It is bouncing, though. I do like that. Let's see what we got here. A little bit weaker. It looks pretty weak. I don't really like that it's trying. I'm going in one more at 175 here. I'll keep my stop loss small if I can get in. Looks like it might have an opportunity to break down one more time, but that's 20 straight minutes of selling. We waited for it. And then we rejected that 275. That makes me think that this next test of 275, we're going to squander up. And I did say that we were going to start fading down towards that VWAP line, so we're here now. So everything that's happening in this trade is looking good. It's very, very small risk. It's at 181. It's very cheap. It's off from 253 highs, so the return would make $70 a contract plus if we get back up there. And the stop loss on the downside, you could maybe even stop yourself out this 140 level, 160 level, and at that point, you're only losing $20 a contract. So on 3 contracts, I could lose $60. On 3 contracts on the upside, I could make $210. So that's about a 4R for me. 4R is the R multiple. It's the risk to reward. So if you're making 3 to 5 times what you are going to willing lose, that's a good entry point in my risk management book. Boom. All right. So it's at 191. What are we up? $10 a contract, maybe? 6% on the trade, 217 on the day. I know that I'm only in 3. I am trying to get 5. I'm a little bit nervous that this ends up printing another red candle right here, and then it dies. If it prints a red candle and then bounces, I'll go in for more. But just risk managing as much as possible because it does look a little weak because the market is looking weak. This looks like it could retest this 402. Market's been choppy all week. It's only moving at 20-cent increments. Not worth trading the SPY or the SPX. This is the best opportunity I see. Meta, honestly. Nah, Meta died. Hopefully that doesn't happen in NVIDIA. This is why I don't like trading individual stocks usually, just because this shit is terrible. And there's not a lot of volume in stocks like this. Only 10 million in volume. Same with NVIDIA. A little bit higher, though. Has not hit yet target just yet, so I'm still waiting for it. But this looks like it could get weak. This rejection right here, I might have to stop myself out just because this rejection candle right here shows me that there's a lot of weakness to come. I don't want to stop myself out, but I might have to. Looks like it could start coming down towards this Bollinger Band. At that point, maybe I'd have to buy it, but I think around this 273 mark, I would take a very small loss if it breaks below 273. She's dead. Or dead. Or not moving anywhere. Only in 3 contracts. I'm not confident enough to buy more than that because if this could get one nice spike down, it could be red. Red as hell. Market is starting to turn a little bit though. But it's just not, there's not enough volume anywhere. This might take a while to get towards that 276 now. It's 11:40 a.m. But I'm up on the trade. I'm up $46. It's nothing. really want to get a lot more than this. It's going to be a very slow trade, very choppy ass day again, which sucks, but we could see what happens here. I mean, I up 25 bucks. I don't really know if this is even worth it right now. To be completely honest, it looks like it could spike down towards this, go below this right here. If it doesn't bounce here, it looks like the sellers are here. I might have to set my stop loss at break even, which I think I might do, just in case. Because if it breaks down, it's going to break below my cost basis. So I guess I could always just take my profit and then re-enter because I feel like we're going to get a nice spike down. I'm going to do that. I'm going to sell some out. Just trying to mitigate some risk here. This could see a nice red candle below this VWAP line, which I would hate to see. I'm going to set my stop loss. 2 of them at break even so I don't end up losing money on this trade. Just sold 1 at 188. I only have 2 contracts now. If it starts to get more momentum and more volume, then I will go in on this. But I feel like we might get one more big red candle, and I would re-enter in. This is a really tough way to read. I'm just watching this time and sales data, and I'm not seeing any big momentum to the upside yet. But sometimes it comes out of nowhere. So I'm up 214 on the day. Don't really. The thing is with this is I don't want to miss out. Like I don't want to miss out on the big rip. Which could happen. I've been saying that I want to play this, but the market looks weak. This looks weak. I think that we could probably see. I just sold another one at 191. I'm going to be really upset with myself if it ends up going. I do want to get 10 contracts here, but I think that we're going to see one more big red candle down. And I have my stop loss here, basically $2 in profit. So just mitigating some loss, locking in some gains there. I'm basically at $200 here, so I made like no money on that trade, but we're up 202. But I think this is going to come down. If I know anything about stocks, I think this is going to come back down and go below this, and then I would probably try to re-enter at that level. The only reason I say that is because, one, the volume is fading off. It's getting sold off. It's rejecting 2 times that it was going to bounce. And this is kind of... I just don't like this. And I feel like the risk to the downside here could break this uptrend that it has been testing many, many times now. And if it goes below this, I would try to catch a bounce around this 270, 270. But I feel like it has an opportunity to bounce or fall even more than it already is. If you're in it for the upside, I get it. I kind of like it. But I also don't at the same time, because each time that it looks like it's starting to come up, it gets sold off. I think I might miss it. I might go back in on 3 contracts. I'm second guessing myself too much today. I'm only up 200 on the day. I really want to push this to 500 today, if not 1,000. Just want to make sure it's the perfect entry point, because I don't want to get stopped out and have to restart on such a slow day. I could look at the smaller time frames. The smaller time frames don't really mean much to me, but 1 minute is dead. Could be a bear flag here, but usually on these trend line taps, 1, 2, and 3, they usually go. Market's trying to reverse here too. Moment of truth right here. I did it. I did it. I'll let myself lose like 20 bucks on this trade if it starts to drop. I'm only in on 2. You guys can see why too. There's no volume, there's no movement. Could go either way here. There is a bear flag. It could reverse, it could bounce. There's no reason for me to go in on a heavy position here. It's just no way of telling which way it's going to go. It's on this trend line, but if it does crack this trend line, it's going to be a big red candle. That's why I'm treading lightly. It's not the best setup either, especially at 11:45 a.m. I just don't like this. I just don't want to miss out, but I don't like this at all. I'm going to go stop loss at 182. So if it breaks down below that, it'll hit me right away. Keep the loss at $12, but potentially the gain at 120 here. Yeah, it hit me. Getting weaker. It looks like it is going to bear flag that zone. If it bounces here, then that's on me. But I still think that we're going to go below that VWAP line. Yeah, it's getting weaker. Okay. So at least I know that I didn't miss out on that trade at least. I'm at 190, lost $12 on that trade, so that's nothing. Just dabbled to make sure. It is trying to bounce on this VWAP line once again. That could be the reversal. And at that point, I would just go with the momentum. But this still looks like a bear flag to me. It looks like it has some room down to this blue line. But let's keep in mind this green line is the target. So with the market being weak, NVIDIA is going to be weak. Tesla is just weird. This could fall. This is honestly probably the worst week I've seen in years. It's been 4 straight days of just nothing anywhere. NVIDIA pulling back here. I would love to see a little bit more of a pullback below this VWAP line. Now that we're below this trend line, I feel like there it is. There we go. Okay, so thank God we didn't hold that because I felt like it was going to do that same shit. We're probably going to get a little bit more of a pullback now with this coming down at this low. Give me one more big red candle here and I will buy. I'm going to pull this down to like 159. I'm just going to scale. Hopefully this doesn't reverse. What's going on here? I think that we could see some more downside. I tried to grab that 160 drop. I think that we could get a little bit more now here with this weak ass candle. But it might start to push up. Those big drops like that, I love to buy those big drops, like on the opposite side, because they bounce so fast. Look at this. It just took this from 160. I guess it didn't go up that much, but if it continues to go, that's a hell of a cost basis. A little bit more volume in here, a lot of sellers. See if we can get this down here below. Market looks weak as hell. So let me go back to the SPY real quick. The market this week, that would have been a nice little SPX put actually. Damn, it's about 70 cents. That's a good one. Big breakdown. Starting to squeeze down to the downside. That's a good idea for NVIDIA. I feel like at any point that could bounce. NVIDIA could also do the same thing. I just grabbed one at 167. I have one at 159 too. This would be the point where if we can start to bounce, I think that we're probably going to see this blue line. So I'm going to scale in on its way down, and then I could start to look for that 275 reversal. These do expire tomorrow, so we have some time. From bottom to top, these will probably be worth 250 if it hits that green line just because of theta decay. But at this point, that's $90 a contract. So that's my plan. That's what I'm sticking to. I'm waiting for this Bollinger Band to be retested. I think that we might see like one more red candle, maybe a little bit of a green, then a bigger red candle, and then we could see a good opportunity for a bounce. Here's where a lot of the times it's bearish engulfing, green, and then another red. And from there, we could start to see that turnaround. So, is it going to start squeezing already? Such weird action on this stock, but it's only at 174. I could buy right now if I wanted to. It looks like the market still has some downside to go. $273. Can I turn this into a $500 day? I think I can, but I gotta wait 1 second. Going in here, I'm averaging up, which I don't like to do, but I'm not missing out on the bounce here. NVIDIA is one of the best setups I've seen. How am I still only grabbing one contract at a time? Market's up $1.50. Where's the market's bottom support line again? 401.50. All right. So this actually does have a lot of room down. This has about $1.30, which would pull back the market or NVIDIA quite a bit, which is a little scary. So my average is at 171. I'm going to buy one at 159. I'm not going to let myself go negative on the day. So even if I get 3 contracts, this could push me up towards that $500 goal if it starts reversing. Maybe I'll get 5, but I got to wait for the market to start reversing because this thing could go down to that 401.50, probably that 401 like 80-ish mark before it bounces. But this is a great trade. This right here to me is a really good entry point unless the market just completely loses its floor because it's right at its low of the day. It bounced a little bit, still having some trouble, so we could still see some weakness on it. There's not a ton of volume in the market still. It's only at 28 million of volume. We're going to be in chop hours right now. This could be a good opportunity for you to hold NVIDIA. And if you want to have more time and less data decay, it's going to be more expensive, but instead of buying 10, you could buy like 3. You could do NVIDIA next week expirations or the week after, or if you think it's going to get there in a couple weeks. You obviously pay more for those premium, but not a horrible idea. Market's weak, NVIDIA's weak. At least it's testing these levels. That's always a good sign. At least it's trying to get up to that point. I'm only in 2 for now. I have my third sitting at 159. Might go for one more, like 163. The low of these were 130, which would probably be about like right here right now, which would be 120 on 3. So I'm in a good point right now. I'm down $1. I'm flat on the position. I'm not in heavy at all because there's no true positioning just yet. But I feel like on the retest, I mean, you can see how big these green candles are. Anytime we catch one of these, I think I could easily scream through this and run right up to that 276, and it would be beautiful. Let me know if anybody's in this. I'm going for this. I like this play a lot. Snipping tool, where are you? I need to picture this out. Got a nice little dip potential here. Somehow I'm only in 2 contracts, but it's better than risking a ton to get stopped out. Looks like we kind of caught that bottom a little bit. 26 on 2, 7%. Even 2 contracts here would pay 150, and that'd put me at almost $400. And that's only one SPX scalp, and I'd be at my goal. Let's see. Bear flag, bear flag. No way there's a third in the row at the bottom of the day. Flag, flag. Could get one more on the video, but that would be pretty much a good opportunity for me, so then I could buy more, but I only have $24 right now. The only reason I'm not going in so many is because it doesn't look like there's a lot of volume in this at all, meaning that it could just go sideways and basically chop me. I might have to wait towards like that 2-3 o'clock mark to start buying some options, because I've honestly been loving like the 3:30 trading, because it's in and out and you can make a ton of money very, very fast. It's very hard to signal, but you can watch it. It's pretty entertaining. $277 call for NVIDIA. It could work out. If that works out for you, Max, that would be crazy. I think it could be low of the day too. You're in 20 contracts? Damn. You're very risky. Very risky. My only fear is that it starts to expand a little bit, this Bollinger Band, and then it starts to fade off, because it did have this 271 level. But I like it. I'm only in 2 contracts. It's not going to change anything, but I'm up $38, 10% on the trade. About halfway to my goal, $500 in the live trading account. Keep it small, keep it easy to follow. I know a lot of people don't have big accounts, so we're doing this to be kind. Uh-oh. I got another email from the same girl that sent me a picture of herself the other day. You guys remember this? I don't know if you guys, for anybody that's in here watching this right now, this girl said, "Hey Scott, checked out your website." I also own a marketing company. I think you guys all know that, but wrote myself a reminder to reach out today. Her to-do list was walk the puppy, buy eggs and turkey meat, email Scott at Next Era Marketing, with a picture of herself in an email chain. And she just emailed me again. $34. I think I'm just going to hold on to this. Let's look at this new bump. Well, the wild hogs are outside. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know. I think it was a business one. I'm checking to see if you saw my last email. Anything in the pipeline where we can have a demo of our products? No thanks. No thank you. The Bollinger Bands are getting tight, guys. This doesn't really look like a... This doesn't look that good. I might just have to take my small gains, go up $215 here, take $25 on the trade, and just kind of just wait it out. I think until I get volatility, there's not going to be really too much I can do here. I can't. If I could move the market, I would. I think I'm just going to scale out. It looks good. I think it's going to run, but I think it's going to take a little bit, and I just not interested in the theta. There's not enough volume. I'm up 218. I think it'll slowly make its way up there, but like there's no volume anywhere. I just watched NVIDIA only go up 400,000 in volume in the last 20 minutes. It's not moving. I'm sure it will get up there at some point, and I think for that reason, I might take a trade for NVIDIA for next week, just because it gives me some time. It's more expensive. I don't have to sit here and watch it. Could turn into a swing trade potentially into tomorrow. 275s are pretty expensive. They're 530. Maybe these 277.50s, these would pay me like a couple hundred a piece if I bought two. Bollinger Bands are starting to expand a little bit. I don't like that. The market's weak. What were these at? These were at 480, and I can get one right now for 415. It'd be $75 a contract. Is it worth buying 5? Maybe 10. Should I put 4,000 at risk here with the market so weak? Thing is, right here, whoever had 20 contracts, the only reason I got out of that at that little top right there is these Bollinger Bands are now starting to expand. So if this starts to fade, there's so much room on the downside here. 272, 271.60, 270 flat, and it is getting weak. You are a hot guy with a great future. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. You made it? Oh shit, good shit. Quick $600. Yeah, quick scalps is really all you can do in this market, which is what I might have to start doing in the SPX, but I don't even know if there's enough movement. Good shit. $600. Usually at the end of the day, I love to buy like the 10 contracts and around that $200 to $300 range in the SPX. You're a bag holder? I would have never guessed that. Bag holder. Scalps are literally the best way to make money, man. Like, I've been trying to tell people that, but it's impossible to run like a community and all the other stuff. It's like impossible to signal scalps or tell people how to scalp. So the best way to do that is to live stream so you can kind of see it. And scalping is a really hard thing to do. But once you kind of figure out the recipe of it, the amount of money you can make on it, especially the SPX, you could literally just buy 5 contracts and within seconds make like $1,000 to $2,000. NVIDIA, huge red candle on the 1 minute. Same here with the 5 minute, retesting this little trend line that it bounced off of a couple times. This little push down doesn't look the best, so I think that there's probably some weakness to come. At that point, I'd probably end up scaling it again. I don't really want this. 390, okay. So now I could probably get some of these for next week and swing them. 273, looking for the 275 guy. I like that. See if I can get one at 395 here. Because this would be worth about 500. These bastards are pushing it up now. See, that's the scalp. That's what not a lot of people know. But that's the scalp right here. So when you see a big-ass red candle like that, I buy the bottom of those almost all the time. So SPX 330 has been like my big thing. And when it has like 2 or 3 candles in a row, I go the opposite side. And one of these candlesticks around that 330 goes like $80 to $200 a contract in seconds. You have 10 of those, you're cashed. So even right here, that would have been a scalp. So I would have bought this bottom, spiked up just like that. I'm out, just like that. And that's scalping. You're in for 3 seconds, but the amount of money that those SPX contracts can make you is ridiculous. And especially if you have a small stop loss on the opposite end, you're crushing it. But those big-ass red candles or those big green candles, I don't really like to do it so much on the big green candles usually, unless it's, a brand new high at the end of the day because they usually squeeze. But red candles usually get bought up. But I'll be back for Power Hour. We'll do some scalping. I don't even know what I have to do today. Do I even have anything to do? Oh, yeah, I do. I got some stuff. I got to build out a website for somebody. And I might be locking in a brand new client. My marketing company, guys, is blowing up. And if you need any help, we have a little bit of space left to help some clients out because I need to hire like 6 more people. But if you guys need to have your own business, your own personal brand, a service you offer, anything, let me know. I can hook you up. Company is really taking off. We just landed 2 major universities, got one this morning, and we're aiming to get another one here pretty soon. So we're going. I'm in NVIDIA 395 next week. I like that. If you got into 395, that's a great fill. But I don't like this. I don't like that could have potentially sell off. I don't think it's going to, but it could. It's always scary. But it did bounce back above this line. You know what? I'm going to do something crazy. Something very crazy. Let's see if we can just get a quick little scalp on the video here. It might only go up like 20 bucks, but we're going to try it. Meet Diamond Hands Joe. Trying to change that also. Diamond Hands Joe, welcome in. A lot of weird things have happened in here today. Scott, so you're going to reach out to her? Reach out to who? Joey, who am I reaching out to? Angela? Angela and I are on lock. Inseparable. Me and Anthony. Swing traders are loving NVIDIA. I love NVIDIA. I'm not a swing trader at all. Oh, literally at all. What is this thing? Daily chart right here. Still loving this line. Still loving that green line. Let me just... I think that we could get that dip by. I'm having trouble with it. So that's a new low trend. The Bollinger Band is expanding downwards. The market is weak. It's choppy. I just think that we're kind of just looking at dead trades. Maybe I should look around a little bit. Maybe there's something in on Meta. Slowly getting its way up there. Amazon slowly making our way on up. NVIDIA lagging. I think that you're good with NVIDIA for next week. I think I'm going to just dabble in that with you. You know, if we end up losing on it a little bit, that's okay. If we go down $2 and we end up losing $90, you know, we're up 200. Just want to make sure that I don't lose. I'm going to keep this, and I'm also going to day trade this. So I'm in at 405. So you got a better fill than me. You got $10. I'm only in on one, just in case. I just want to make sure that when I walk away to go do something real quick, I don't miss out on a lot. I could set my stop loss on this as well. So it's at 405. Let's just make sure we don't lose anything more than 325. So what are we at? $80 there? I'm not with that. I'm going 350, which is this 272 line. If this breaks down to 272, then I'm all out. And I'd be down $55 on the trade. Would still be up one something. But it would help me get up here. And if it goes back towards that high, these will be worth over 500 a piece. Would be huge. And I'm still going to day trade this. DFLI. If that's a penny stock, guys, I don't know who I have to tell this to. But if you're trading penny stocks, you might be successful. But you are just gambling all of your time away. And that is the worst shit. I mean, look at this volume. What are you going to do with this volume? What are you going to do with these price acts? Is this halted? It's not even halted. It just has nothing on it. 200 to sell. Like, this is just a waste of your time. Why would you buy, 1,000 shares of this to potentially get stopped out 50 cents or 2,000, 10,000 shares and make quick money when you could do the exact same thing, scalping an option play or a futures play or even just shares of like a real company? Because this is just like, where's the volume in this? Are you trying to catch a squeeze like AMC? They just don't. I'm like the biggest advocate for staying away from penny stocks. If you're successful and you have a strategy, do your thing, but they're garbage. They are absolute garbage. Working on the New York Stock Exchange, there was no penny stocks that we traded. There was no over-the-counter stocks that we traded. And I learned a lot down there, and one of them was to never touch shit volume. And if they have shit volume, then they're not going to move, and there's no payment opportunities. Sorry to go in on you like that. The girl in the pics. Oh, yeah, I don't really know what her deal was, Joey. She was just like sending me pics saying she wanted to message me, but I think it was a marketing tactic of some weird-ass sort. Definitely got my attention because I've been talking about her all the time, but I am not going to buy her product or service. I don't know what it is. Might be her OnlyFans. I don't know. It looked like a software of some sort that they want my marketing agency to use, but I don't know. I didn't click the subscription link. Whatever OF stands for. DFLI, no shot. Can't do that. SPX accidentally got 10 put contracts earlier because forgot to change quantity to 1. Luckily closed green. Hell yeah. 10 contracts. You know, one time I did actually do that too. I accidentally bought, what was it? I ended up buying, I went to buy 30 contracts of the SPX one time and ended up buying 300 on accident. And let me tell you, I've never almost shit my pants faster in my entire life because it bounced against me for a second. I was down 9 grand, I was down 12 grand, 14 grand, and it finally bounced and ended up taking like a $7,000 profit, but I was out instantly. When you do shit like that, it is the scariest form of trading in the world. Ooh. Imagine buying 300 contracts. Like, willingly. It's insane. Some people do it, though. I've just gotten to a point in my trading where I'm very, very leveled off, where I don't really need to look for those home run wins anymore. That was my 2020, 2021 extravaganza now, so it's more so just try to average in like 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 a day, make that 200 to 300, 400K a year, and that's my goal. 300 is a bag holder. You're a gambler, man. You are a gambler. I'm like that too sometimes. I was definitely a gambler on Meta, but it ended up paying out. Rich by accident. I wouldn't say 6K is rich, but it definitely was a nice day. It's definitely nicer than my $200 in this live trading account right now, that's for sure. Still trying to get it to 500, but it's going to take a while. This is crazy. All right, guys, I don't see too much happening. I see a downtrend on the SPY. This could slowly chop its way all the way down, to be honest. I see a lot of room down. It's up 176 on the day. We could end up, what was this? Down to 402.60, which was about 60 cents. Still up $1. Didn't really fill that gap. There's a gap here. 402. Could potentially hit that. But maybe it won't. I'm in NVIDIA right now, swing trade. Probably won't swing trade it. I'm going to actually push this stop loss up because I really don't even care, to be honest. It's a $40 loss if I get stopped out. And then I'll come back for Power Hour for SPX just because that is fun. SPX is so much fun in Power Hour right now. I haven't really ever traded Power Hour too often, but I've just been loving it. You can make like $300, $400 on 1 to 2 contracts just like that. It's ridiculous. So I'll come back for that. I feel like Thursdays are my favorite days to trade. So I'm going to turn this 200 into like 500 or so. I've had a pretty consistent $500 a day all week. So hasn't been a lot, but it's been pretty decent. Power Hour? What time is Power Hour? 3-ish. Thank you for being a great guy and hot guy. I don't know what we're going to do about this live stream, guys. I might have to make this a subscription because it's about to become. I didn't want to be an OnlyFans guy, but here we are. I don't know. I told myself I wouldn't do it, but Angela is a hell of a saleswoman. I hate this price action, by the way. So I'm going to push this up even more to 370 if it stops me out. $35 down the drain. If it goes, I'll make 100. And honestly, maybe I'll just even sell this, to be honest. This is just like, it's trending downward. It looks like the market's trending downward. This even might be a head and shoulders forming right here. I guess $35 at risk is not really too much. But this is just ass. This isn't fun to trade at all. There's like no action. It just broke below this trend line. It looks weak. Could probably stop me out right here. Down $12. Pretty terrible. I'll push it down to 360 just to give myself some wiggle room. It looks like it has some room down, but I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to hold on to this trade for a little bit. I could keep this up for you guys if you want, but this is just terrible. No price action yet, but once this starts getting legs, watch for this to break out towards that green line. I still think that happens today. If it doesn't happen today, I might use this play to swing overnight. It's only one contract, but still could pay out about $200, $300 a piece. So just slow moving trades. The whole week has been awful, so I haven't been trading more than like 2 to 3 to 4 contracts at a time. And I'll be scalping the power hour, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. But if you need anything, as always, just hit me up.